Hi. Just as a quick introduction, my name is Miles. I'm an individual who lives with borderline personality disorder, and I wanted to maybe take a moment or a couple minutes, uh, just in a small mini series of talking about the different symptoms of someone who lives with BPD, and maybe like a personal story or anecdote, kind of telling my experience with them in hopes that maybe it'll help somebody who also has those symptoms and is struggling, just to know that there is someone out there who does know what you're going through, and maybe it'll help you feel better. So in this one, I was going to talk about the anger. So individuals with BPD, sorry, struggling to speak for some reason, struggle with anger management. The way that I describe it to people is it feels like, think of a pot of boiling water over a stove, and it's continuously boiling. It doesn't ever stop boiling. Sometimes it gets to a simmer, but just like that, a side comment from somebody looks at me the wrong way, and it's just like that dial is turned just a little bit more, water spilling everywhere. And it's a very explosive type of anger, and it can come at the most inopportune times, and it almost seems random. And it can be over something so little, and I know to people around you it comes as such a shock of, shit, what happened to them? Did I, like, who pissed them off? Or it's not it's not you. It honestly just is that underlying anger. It doesn't, it may seem like it goes away like really most emotions, but it's a constant. It's gonna be there for a while. For me, small story with my anger. Whenever I was in middle school, I know middle school, but in middle school, I had a very, very hard time managing my anger, and wasn't good with keeping it in, and I didn't have an outlet for it. So there was one point where I was on the bus ride home, and one of my friends was in the seat behind me, and he kept kicking my seat. And for obvious reasons, that is extremely irritating. But for me, the anger hit like a truck, and I turned around and I told him, "You need to stop." And of course, because we're in middle school, the immaturity level is a little high. It's a little high. So he did it again, of course. And so I looked back at him and I said, "When we get off this bus, run." Dramatic. He was like, "Oh shit," but like, he didn't believe me. So, but then he kind of believed me. So the bus didn't fully stop, and he got up and ran. I ran after him. He wasn't even off the bus when I yanked his bag. He had a string backpack, and I pulled him so hard back towards me that I ripped the cord in both places. They completely ripped and broke. And so and he was mad, and he was like, you fucking broke my backpack. And he got mad and he went home, and I'm like, "Don't fuck with me." So yeah. Consequences later, him and his mom showed up at my front door and was like, "Hey, your son attacked mine. He left welts on his shoulders where his bag snapped." I didn't tell my mom about it, but she found out then. So of course I got in trouble, because I attacked a kid. But I guess I'll try and wrap it up because I'm already hitting 5 minutes. But moral of the story, if you're struggling with that anger, I promise you, consider your consequences before you lash out. Um, Things I do to keep my anger in check, especially if it is something small, like let's say it was like a side comment, take a deep breath, think, okay, I can't lash out at them because this, and this can happen. So keep it in. Think of something that made you laugh in the past. So maybe you watched like a funny TikTok earlier, or remember a funny story from like maybe earlier in childhood, or maybe something that happened to you maybe with a friend more recently, to kind of keep you from letting that pot of water boil over and kind of overtake the situation in a way that maybe it doesn't need to be. Just try your best not to blow up. It's really hard getting yourself to maintain a level of calm, but you can get there. Honestly, like, I didn't even know I had BPD until I was 25, and I'm 27 now. So I've learned to keep my anger in check, not lash out at the people around me, so they're not just like, that bitch is crazy. So to avoid that, just, you don't have to think about and force yourself to letting the anger go in that moment. Just kind of let it kind of simmer down in your mind. Think in the moment, what can I do right now to let myself alleviate this anger? Walk away from, if it's a person that just pissed you off, walk away for a little bit. Tell them, I'm sorry, I need time to process my feelings right now. Give me a moment. I'll be right back with you. And do that. Because that's much more appeasable than just being like, well, you know what? And then escalating. So try that. If you'd like more tips, I am going to try and continue this series. I'm probably going to be changing clothes several times, sometimes in multiple videos, because I do not have the bandwidth or willpower to always turn the camera on, because I struggle with my image and I hate myself. I hate looking at myself. I hate hearing myself. So bear with me. I am filming in my car because I hate my roommates, and I don't feel comfortable recording myself in public. So I kind of have to record when I get the time. So stay safe. I will be linking information about the symptoms that I discuss in the video. So in the description, I will be linking pages where I have found information about people who do struggle with BPD and the anger part. And I'll try and find a link or two about some ways to manage that anger. So stay safe. The world is on fucking fire, but take a deep breath and just try to find a way to make yourself okay that will not be self-destructive or destructive to the people around you. So stay safe, and hopefully I will have the will to make another one and continue the series. So thank you for listening. Have a good night or day wherever you are from.